Yeah, we played a lot of true freshmen last week, and each week had to play a few more due to some injuries, but really thought we had some blocking a little bit better up front. A.J. Shadia did a really nice job at center. Jake Darby at guard played some really good football. Thomas Imbalati, also Rhett Hemphill on defense, Spencer Kahn, Cam Daniels, a lot of other guys on the defensive front, but definitely improving in some areas, but still got a long way to go and still trying to work to get better, and we got to find a way to play 4 quarters of complementary three-phase football.
As we enter into these last 3 games, what are some goals or benchmarks that you kind of have set forth for yourself, for the team, that y'all are trying to accomplish these last
Yeah, our goal every week is going to be try to find a way to go 1-0, and just constantly improve, and to do winning things. And I feel like we've improved so many areas this year. And told our team, unfortunately, we have not had the results we wanted on the scoreboard or in the win-loss column, but the guys have been working hard, and we're going to have to continue to work hard. Had a really good homecoming crowd last week. The rain kind of dampened some people, I think, staying, but it was a really good atmosphere, at the beginning of the game, and give Southern Illinois credit. They executed at a high level. I did think we played hard and played some good football in spurts, but came out of the game, had a few guys banged up, but Northern Iowa, a really good team. We're going to be facing this week, and they've, first-year head coach, and they've done some good stuff. You see each week they're improving. They had some really good wins early in the season, but they've been close to winning a lot more games down here in the stretch. So it's going to be a tough environment to play in. Coach Steps has done a great job coming in there. They're playing really competitive football, and have had a chance just about in every game they've played to win. And like us, they've had a difficult, very difficult schedule. Missouri Valley, I always say there's no easy games in this conference, and definitely they've had a stretch of playing a lot of ranked teams just like us the past couple of weeks. So I know they're getting better each week just like us. So we're going to play our best football to have a chance to win on Saturday.
You talked about a few guys that have been banged up.
Yeah.
Can you kind of give us an injury report perhaps on some guys that we can look out for that might be recovering from injury and back for this week's game?
Yeah, Jim Ogle, quarterback, got some good news on his knee today. Hopefully no structural damage and everything. So he's walking around, which is good. So, I know he's going to try to give it a go Saturday. Also, Cadden McCulley, who we've missed, one of our best offensive linemen, very valuable for us. Hopefully we're going to have him back this week to help, in the offensive line front. A couple guys on defense, Tyrese Edwards, some guys, Trace Ruckman that have been banged up the last couple of weeks, hopefully are going to be able to play Saturday. So we've got a lot of guys that's got to do a lot of work to get ready for Saturday, but a lot of promise coming out of the training room.
And as you obviously this roster has a lot of youth with it. What are some of the development points that you've seen out of so many freshmen that have been encouraging to you to this point?
Yeah, I think, a lot of the guys on offense, especially on the offensive line, Coach Ross done a great job. I see guys, they're doing better in the run blocking, pass protections, improving every week. And then on defense, I think a lot of these young guys are, just learning how to play on defense and learning how to play around guys around them and their assignments, and just, getting off blocks and tackling has improved. And, we're going to have our hands full this week against Northern Iowa. They've got some talent, and they do a lot of good things on defense as well, moving their fronts and very multiple. They blocked some punts this year, so we're going to have to be sharp on special teams as well. But they've got talented tight ends, receivers, running backs, and they do a lot of stuff schematically wise that you're going to have. They're a well-coached team. They play discipline, and some good fundamental football. And like I said, I know just like our team, they got a lot of guys, just taking over a program that they're growing, and you can see the improvement every week.
When you look at the film on Northern Iowa, what are some things that y'all have been looking at and game planning for this week?
Yeah, I think, they've had their run game. They got a talented back, Arkansas State transfer. Their receivers have made some plays this year. Their quarterbacks can run and throw the ball. They played 2 different quarterbacks, so But they do some stuff, you know, with the zone read, different schemes, counters, and different things we got to be ready for. Defensively, you know, they do a lot of different fronts, and you know, with the young offensive line, we're going to have to be ready. They move around. You know, when you get down the red area and short yardage, they're going to bring a lot of pressure, and they do a good job of getting home, and they play really hard on defense. And you know, it says a lot about their coaching staff. They've got guys that are playing hard. And just like us, like I said, they've had a tough schedule, but you see them every week competing, believing they can win. So, you know, we're going to have to strap it up, and really, you know, we're excited about going up to that atmosphere. Northern Iowa and the Dome and everything is going to be a really neat place for our young men to play. A lot of tradition in that place. A lot of big wins have come out there, so, you know, it'll be a neat environment to play in.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Go Racers.